brush down,
Brush
right?
down, yeah,
Brush
yeah.
down.
Comb up, and then you brush down. Yeah.
Oh, hello there.
Hey,
I'm
how we doing?
I was getting tips from the master over here. So you brush out, then down.
Comb
Gentlemen,
up, brush down.
Come up, brush down.
That's true.
Guys, if you don't know who I am already, I am David with Anytime Fitness in Cantonment. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, whenever you watch this video. You guys know who we are. Today is a Wisdom Wednesday, and I have the most motivated man in the world here today, Brandon. So what we're going to be talking about today is staying positive when life gets ugly. All right? So everybody stay tuned for this. We got 5 nuggets coming for you of staying positive when life gets ugly. So just diving right into this, okay? Everyone struggles with staying positive when life gets ugly. That's the easiest thing to do, is just falling into a negative mindset. So we've kind of compiled a list of a few things of what we feel like will help you. So before we even get into those 5 steps, just a few little tidbits to kind of help you. Don't think of it as like you're having a bad day, or don't say I'm having a bad day, Think of it as a character building day. Mm-hmm. That helps, because most things in life are going to help you build character. Life, depending on how you grow up, that's how you get your values, that's how you get your ethics, And if you can have it in your head set that you're not having a bad day, you're having a character building day, that'll kind of take you a long way.
Not why is this happening to me? What is this trying to teach me?
Exactly.
Change my life.
Yeah. You always have a choice, no matter what the situation is. Granted, there can be some pretty terrible things that happen in your life, but in your everyday life, you always have a choice. You have the opportunity to be positive about it. You have the opportunity to be negative about it. Mm-hmm. With that being said, we're going to jump into our first thing, and everything is just about perception. And I kind of want you to start with us here, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth.
Yeah. Perception, outlook, this can dictate an entire day. I've kind of spoke about this in other videos. You're going to hear me talk like a self-help book a lot of times. I like some self-help books. I like some out there that kind of tell me, what's the better way of looking at life, how to change my mindset. So you're going to hear me talk like that. Gratitude, that's a big one for me. Perception, outlook, gratitude. How do you wake up in the morning? For me, one thing that has been a game changer for me, and I always say that, a staple for me, is about a year ago, my wife passed me a self-help book, not to go too far off on a tangent, and I read through it. I've read it a couple times since then. We can link it down below. And outlook and perception is a big part of it. I wake up every day and I write things down. What am I grateful for? First thing I say every time I wake up is I am grateful that I woke up. I'm glad I am living another day. And that shifts my perception into something positive for the day. I'm not looking at, dang, I got to go to work today, or I got to go do this, or I got to help my brother move. I wake up with the mindset of I woke up, and then from there it sets the tone and shifts my attitude for the entire day. I've talked about this before. If something happens in the morning and you stump your toe, or you drop the milk, depending on your perception of how you're going to take that and how you're going to take your attitude from there is going to dictate what the rest of your day is going to be like. Are you going to let the wheels roll off, or are you going to shift your mindset and think, you know what, I'm not having a bad day, I'm having a character building day, or that's just one thing that was bad that's happening in my good day. That's how I try to look at it. And again, we're all going to be guilty of, some of us are going to maybe kick and scream a little bit. Some of us are going to take it out on others. We're human. It happens. But try to make a conscious effort to shift your perception and your mindset to more positivity than, why is this happening to me?
Yeah. And going off of that kind of brings us to our last thing, and our last kind of tip, but I won't jump too much into it. It's about bouncing back from that, because you are going to slip. It's just how life is. You're going to kind of ease into that, slip into that crack of, you're going to be negative, but it's using these tips that we're talking to you about helping you get back on that positive saddle, if you will.
Stole the bounce back thunder.
Yeah, sorry. That's fine. It's perfect. We're foreshadowing. That's what it's called.
That's good.
So in life, there's no good or bad, just circumstances. Okay. Going off a little story for myself is recently when my wife Kayla was going to work, she was like, hey babe, my tire's flat, I'm not gonna be able to take my car. Can you take my car today? I'll take your truck. Sure, no problem. She goes to start my truck won't start. So immediately she's like, oh my gosh, like this day is so terrible, this, that, and the other. I'm like, hey, it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to go take your car, get your tire fixed, and then we're going to go fix my truck, whatever the case may be. In my mind, I'm not too worried about it because I see it as she didn't take her car. If she had left when she did, who knows? She could have gotten into an accident. When I left, maybe I would have gotten into an accident. Mm-hmm. So it immediately makes me feel a little bit better that, that bad thing turned into something good. Which brings me to all of this. Everything that I give you guys, everything that we give you guys is about making you successful, making you stay motivated, helping you be healthy, helping you be fit. So success comes from good judgment. And when you can use your judgment to determine, things aren't good or bad, they're just circumstances, it'll take you a long way.
Big say into that one too. And again, I kind of sound like a walking cliche, but I mean, I like these little tidbits, these little nuggets in life. Life is, it's 10% what happened to you and 90% how you react.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that dictates everything about what's going to play out from then on. How are you reacting to something when it happens and kind of plays out like you don't want it to?
Yeah. And, we believe both in, manifestation and, the power of positive thinking. You may think that we're crazy people talking about this, but it really is something that is awesome. And the more that you believe it, the more it's going to happen. So with that, the next little nugget that we have for you guys, number 2, is remembering your dream, remembering the dream, whatever your dream is, the dream, all right? Never lose focus of your dream. And, there's a saying that goes, you become what you think about the most. So if you're thinking about something that's going on, just as an example, I'll use the tire thing and the thing with my truck. If all we thought about is, man, we had to go spend $200 on this tire, man, we had to go spend $200 on this tire, we're thinking negatively. Mm-hmm. But we're thinking about, the positive side of things. Hey, this could have happened, but it didn't. This could have happened, but it didn't. So you're going to become what you think about the most. And whatever your dream is, focus on that. If it's opening up your own business, if it's having a family, if it's running a marathon, focus on that dream, and that'll help you kind of bounce back into positivity and staying out of that negativity.
Yeah, write it down, let it consume your thoughts, speak it into reality. If you think about it enough and it consumes you, I mean, it just cannot not become a reality.
Exactly.
Let it consume you.
And
right?
a dream becomes a goal once you write it down. Mm-hmm. All right, so that dream that you got, write it down, put it on your mirror. Put it on sticky notes. I got sticky notes on my computer that tells me, do 10 times the effort, be the best that you can be, do more. And it helps me do what I do. Moving on to the next little nugget, we got a little 5-piece for you. We didn't have a 6-piece. We got it from Wendy's.
Sure.
They give you 5 nuggets, not 6.
They're spicy though.
I like the spicy nuggets. Anyways, no subliminal messaging there. I'm going to get Wendy's later. All right, so focus on the lesson. That is your third nugget, okay? Now, with that being said, we like to see things as failure. If we do fail, whether it's a rep, whether it's something that's going on in life, we like to see it as a lesson, not a problem. And that just goes a long way. That just goes with your mindset, going back into those other steps. There's no good or bad. Everything's a lesson. Everything in life is a lesson. You stubbed your toe. What did you learn from that? Hey, probably should watch where I'm walking. Mm-hmm.
There's always something to be learned out of everything. Again, what is this teaching me? Prime example of this, my wife actually brought this up to me recently, is that in most jobs, avenues of life, the way everybody looks at things, everybody looks at failure as like a negativity. We'll take a look at like us living our life in the gym for a lot of period of time. We're actually, the majority of the time, we're working towards failure. Mm-hmm. Because from that, our body's going to respond in a positive way, and that's the lesson that's going to be learned there. We push it to failure, and then it grows. It's bigger, it's stronger, it's faster. So, I mean, it was kind of an interesting way of thinking at things when my wife brought it up to me. I'd never really thought about it that way. And,
thanks, Connie.
Yeah, lived in the gym, for 15 plus years. So it's with anything. Find out what it's trying to teach you, because there's always opportunity and learning in failure. You can't be scared to fail. If you're scared to fail, you're never going to progress in life.
Yeah, any of these big motivational speakers, big-time CEOs, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates.
They say fail often.
Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky. For all of my Office fans out there, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But no, everything is about lessons. And if you take the time to even write down something that's happening and then reevaluate, have somebody, hey, give it to somebody else, give it to us, send us a message like, hey, what do you think this means? Maybe we can come and figure out a lesson that you're trying to, or you're going to be learning from this.
Yeah.
Everything is about lessons. You touch something hot, what'd you learn? Don't touch that. Yeah.
Trial by fire.
Yeah, trial by fire, literally. All right, moving on to the fourth piece, our fourth nugget. All right, so rediscover your purpose and reignite your passion. Now, I can't remember who had this saying. I wrote it down, but I can't remember, so I'll credit it later. But the only way to do great work is to love what you do. So that kind of rolls into the rediscovering your purpose and reigniting your fire. Passion drives action, and that just leads off of what Brandon had said. Engulf yourself in it. Let it drive you. Create. What was the exact words that you said?
Oh, let it consume you.
Let it consume you. That's what it is. Like, if you let something consume, that means you're passionate about it, and that means you're going to do whatever it is necessary to get that job done. Mm-hmm. For all of my moms and dads out there, you have a family to take care of. If you have your kids, you're going to be passionate to take care of your kids. You're going to do whatever it takes. It's a little bit easier than when you have a family, but for those of you that don't have kids, for those of you that, from my younger crowd, my friends that don't have kids that are watching this, if you don't know what your passion is, you need to do some reevaluation. You need to figure out what drives you. Mm-hmm. And then again, if you're negative, if you're like, man, nothing's going my way, I don't see this happening, that'll help you bounce back up. Anything you want to add to that?
I did say it a couple of videos ago, I think, if you're living in positivity and you're always looking at the upside of things and what can I learn from this, how is this going to teach me, it's going to be really hard to live in negativity. It's going to be hard to look at the downside of things when you're constantly living thankfully. I'm thankful for this, I'm grateful for that, thank God I have this, or whatever you think. You're not going to see the downside of things. You're only going to see the upside in things. And that takes practice. I mean, I'm not going to say I was the most negative person, but when I tried to make this shift consciously a year or so ago, I'm telling you, I have not had a bad day in a year. Have I had shitty things happen to me over the last year? In good days? Yeah. But they've been bad things that have happened in good days. But that's not been because I've been having nothing but good days. It's because I decided to shift my perspective and my outlook to choose to only have good days. I wake up, I'm saying, you know what? I'm grateful that I woke up. Today's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. And I'm going to dictate that. It's not going to dictate me. The day's not going to decide for me what kind of day it's going to be. I'm going to decide what kind of day it's going to be.
Exactly. And I mean, not getting too religious here, but, Satan's going to come after you. Bad things are going to come after you. These successful people, you think that they're living this beautiful life and dream that nothing bad happening to them. Something bad happening to them every day. Mm-hmm. But it's their mindset that what makes it what it is. It makes them who they are. That was awesome. I like that.
Yeah, it was good.
Fifth nugget of your 5-piece. All right. Bounce back with action. We had talked about earlier, writing things down. Create a plan, and that will help you bounce back. With purpose, with action. Recently for me, I've been lifting pretty regularly now, but about 4 months ago, I was in this funk and I did not work out for about 2 months straight. Anybody that knows me, they're like, are you okay? Are you dying? Whatever. But I paid for some different programming. A coach has a coach. I pay for coaching, whether it be from one of my coaches, we get set up with there, or through an outsource, some of my bodybuilders, powerlifters, power builders, whatever the case may be that I really like. I pay for programming from them, and because of that, I make myself stay committed to it. And we're going to relate everything to health and fitness. It's just because that's what we're about. That's what we love. That's what we are passionate about. So that's what helps. But if it's I want to eat better, write down what you're going to eat. Mm-hmm. A lot of times you can figure out. Heck, Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. You want to save money, write down all that you're spending, and you're going to find out where you can save money. Mm-hmm. If you're writing everything down, you can figure out where the fat needs to be trimmed. You can figure out how to be better. Create a plan, and you will bounce back with action.
Yeah, I think the best thing I've ever heard, and I don't remember who I heard it from, we're doing all this paraphrasing and no sources, but was just ensure that the first thing you do after you fail is get back up. Yep. Just get back up. Keep moving forward. I mean, progress is progress. Doesn't matter how little or small it is. You take a lot of days with a little bit of progress, and that ends up stacking up to be something big.
Oh, yeah.
So just make sure you keep moving forward.
Absolutely. And always move forward. Don't ever stop moving forward. As kids, I'm pretty sure 85-90% of the people on here, you played outside. If you fell down, you cried for a little bit, but you're going to get back up. You're going to go right back at it. skateboarding, scooter, bike, whatever the case may be. If you fail on a rep, you're going to try and do it again. You know, I'm pretty sure not everybody here knew how to drive when they first started driving. You know, maybe ran into some stumps, some curves, whatever the case may be, but you didn't stop. That's it, guys. So just a little recap for anybody that's watching now, for anybody that is just not grabbing the butt end of this. So 5 tips on staying positive when life gets ugly. First one, everything is just about your perception. All right? We'll go back and forth. So you do the second one.
2 is remember the dream. Never lose focus on what it is that drives you and motivates you.
Yep. Number 3, focus on the lesson. Okay? Failure equals lessons, not problems.
Rediscover your purpose and reignite your passion. Keep rediscovering yourself.
It's always going to change. You're not the same person that you were a year ago. You're not the same person that you were 6 months ago. So your passion's going to change just like you are changing. And the last one, to bounce back with action. All right? Guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you would, please follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to my blog, subscribe to my YouTube so you guys can check this video out there as well. We're here for you guys, all right? We're here to make healthy happen for you, whether it be through your mind, through health, through fitness, whatever the case may be. We are here for you. I hope you have a good evening. Hope you guys have a blessed evening. I'm about to go have family dinner at my in-laws, so I'm going to eat real good, and I'm going to use that for tomorrow morning's workout.
Cardio and abs for me.
Cardio and abs for Brandon. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow yet. All right, guys. Y'all have a good evening.
Have a good night, guys.
Doses. Boom.